We started our day by crossing the Sydney Harbour Bridge. The views of the Opera House are amazing from up here. We also could see some people climbing the Harbour Bridge, which was the only thing on our list that we didn't do while in Sydney. The price was a bit expensive, so we decided to save it for another time. We did, however, stop at Luna Park. Entrance is free, but you have to pay for all the rides. We walked around taking in the eclectic vibes of the park.
Okay, today's mission was to get hiking shoes, which we did, except now we have to walk around with this. That's fine. And then go to Luna Park, which we just did. We crossed the bridge to get here, because that was another thing that we wanted to do, was, well, mostly me, walk across the bridge and look at the views. And now we just have to kill a ton of time before we go to dinner, and then go to a bar.
We finished our day by grabbing dinner in Spice Alley, a neighborhood packed with different eateries. There's a big area with tables in the middle of the alley, pretty much like an outdoor food court.
This is so cool.
After, we went back to Padstow for the night. On our second to last day in Sydney, we visited the Blue Mountains, but we've already made a video for that, so we'll skip ahead to our last day in the city.
Today is our last day in Sydney, which is kind of sad because honestly I've really liked being here, but at the same time I'm kind of excited to get to Port Lincoln and like settle a bit. The past couple weeks have just been kind of crazy, what with finishing up everything at home, coming here, and then the past 10 days we've kind of just been running around trying to sightsee and do different things. So I think it'll be nice to finally get there, actually settle in and relax a little bit. Kind of a chill day. Tomorrow we have to get up pretty early. Also, they're like, well, it's daylight savings everywhere, but their time zones in Australia are kind of nuts. Like, I have no idea what that's about. So we're kind of nervous about that just because we have to fly early and the time is already changing by an hour. But then also, like, in South Australia, that time zone is changing to, like, I think it's like an hour and a half difference. I'm not really sure. I don't get the whole, like, I understand what a time difference is and I understand daylight savings, but I don't know why Australia is doing the most with that. So anyway, I digress. We're gonna go to the train now, and that's our day.
This museum had lots of exhibits included at no extra cost. After the museum, we stopped for a quick lunch, and unknown to me, this was not our last activity for the day.
So, after lunch, we went to like a store or whatever, and then we left, and all of a sudden Guy's like, oh, we're gonna go pick up your package. I'm like, what package? Because I haven't ordered anything yet, being the keyword. So I was like, okay. And we're walking, and we're walking, and we're walking, we're getting close to the Opera House, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And we're walking up this hill, and this guy drives by, and he's like, Gui, hey, I'll meet you at the bar. And I'm like, who is this person? He's like, I don't really know. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't know who this person is? So we get up there, and we're looking for this guy, and then he gets up there, and he's like, hey. And he's like, hey, Gui. And I'm like, oh, hey. He's like, what's your name? I'm like, I'm Stacia. He goes, so you're Stacia. Well, you know Rieta. And I'm like, yeah, she's my best friend. He goes, I have something for you. My best friend sent a letter to a musician who worked on the ship so he could come back home to Sydney. Well, he lives in Manly, but come to Sydney and give it to me personally because she's crazy and awesome. So now I have this letter. I don't know what's inside of it. He was like, oh, you weren't expecting this? I was like, no, I wasn't expecting this, like, not at all. So this was a very nice surprise, and it's nice because it's our last day in Sydney, and literally the last day that we would be able to get this. Okay. Oh my god. Classic Virgin Voyages postcard, which I love. Oh my god, from Eilish too, and Joshi. Anyway, I love and miss my friends so much. So thank you to Rieta, Eilish, and Joshi for the nice postcard. Sometimes
when we're on the ship, they let us write these like postcards to the other ships. So I guess instead of sending it to another ship, she gave it to a whole person to come find me in Sydney and give it to me. So it's very nice.
Okay, now that I'm done crying, there's a photo in it too, which is very cute. Everything is packed, I think, and we've cleaned everything up. Today was a nice last day. The letter from my friends, that was really sweet and totally unexpected, and Gui helped keep the surprise and help it play out, so that was really nice of everybody. Leave it to me to cry in public, am I right? It was my first piece of Australian mail, delivered by an actual Australian guy, so that was fun. But yeah, we're gonna go to sleep because we have to get up early tomorrow. Bye. Okay, we just woke up to go to the airport. It's like 5:30 a.m. and there was a time change, so we went an hour forward. So we're very tired, but we're gonna get dressed, eat something small, and then head to the airport. Fun times.
They're just doing bad with no person. It's just a machine. Our first flight was from Sydney to Adelaide. When we got there, we got on the smallest commercial plane that either one of us had ever been on.
This thing is actually insane. Oh my god.
There aren't many flights to Port Lincoln, so honestly it wasn't very surprising that there was a tiny plane to get there. The airport was also small, with only 2 gates, 1 security line, and 1 small baggage claim.
First time driving on the left side of the road. How do you feel?
Weird.
Not me though, I'm not driving. Not yet. Yeah.
Because I'm used to having like more room on the side, you know.
This is so bizarre.
Well, that was the smallest airport I've ever been to. I don't know about you, but it was 3 gates, 1 security lane, and 1 baggage carousel, and that's pretty much it.
If you've never heard of Port Lincoln before, it is the seafood capital of Australia. And we moved here for a job at a restaurant/winery. So this is going to be our new home base for the next 6 months. It's a small town on the tip of the Eyre Peninsula, but it has so much to offer. You can get pretty much anywhere in town in 10 minutes or less. There are a lot of restaurants and stores available, but there isn't too much variety, so it is a bit limited because this town is very rural. There are also a few vineyards and breweries if you want to try something local. Life in town is pretty quiet and peaceful, but there's so much to do. You can surf, go to the beach, visit the national parks, and there's tons of wildlife. Port Lincoln is the only place in Australia where it's legal to cage dive with great white sharks. Another popular activity is swimming with the sea lions. We really felt like we were living the Australian dream here. We saw koalas, lizards, emus, kangaroos, and yes, even spiders. Port Lincoln has its annual Tunarama Festival as well as other small festivals throughout the year. We loved living here and made a bunch of friends, so we'll have some more videos about life in Port Lincoln coming up. Trust us, you won't want to miss out on that. Then it was finally my turn to try and drive on the left side of the road.
Okay, first time driving on the left side of the road, so not feeling very confident, but hopefully I don't hit anything or anyone. Let's go. So if I want to go to the right and I have to drive on the left side, oops, oh right. The turn signal's on the other side. Okay. I'm going on the far side.
Yep.
Okay. Oh. Here I am.
Okay, you're getting close to here.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, be careful.
Wow. This is crazy.
That was me leaving the airport. I was like, holy crap.
Horses. I promise I'm looking at the road.
Other way.
Oh, frick. No, how do I turn it off? Okay.
Both of us have only driven on the wrong side once since moving here, so I'll call that a win. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to follow along with our adventures.